Hello, my name is Alicia Wagner, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the Rohos Face Logon program. So, an overview of what we're going to do in today's video. First, we're going to talk about what facial recognition is, what it's used for, and why it's used. Then we're going to talk about the Rohos application. And then I'm going to give you guys a very basic tutorial on how to install Rohos and use it. And then we are going to evaluate it by testing facial recognition in a couple different scenarios. And after all of that, we're going to conclude the video with talking about everything we've done. Facial recognition. It's a way of authenticating a user based on their face instead of their means. In other words, it's a way of identifying someone by face. And most of the time, the way that these softwares work is it compares a real-time image, like either a snapshot or camera feed, to a stored image somewhere in a library, and to see if it matches the stored image that is connected to a certain user. So another way of validating someone if they have access to a certain thing. Facial recognition software is found on almost every platform nowadays. There's a lot of computer facial recognition software, especially on Windows. And there's also some mobile facial recognition. And there's even physical access control devices that have facial recognition technology. For example, on certain types of card readers and badge readers and pin pads, there are also ones that have integrated facial recognition. There's a lot of diverse uses. I've kind of just mentioned them. You can use facial recognition to log into a computer. You can use facial recognition to physically access a building or a room or buying something off of an application store. Facial recognition is very useful if it's done correctly. Pros: facial recognition is very fast, very easy for the user. The user doesn't have to worry about forgetting a password or forgetting a key code, and they don't have to worry about losing a physical token, such as like a card or a badge or key fob, because you can't forget your face and you can't lose your face very easily. One of the main cons are environmental issues, main one being lighting, because when you take a picture, lighting can change a lot. And if you're trying to compare the image of someone in a well-lit environment versus reality where it's dark outside, that can cause a lot of issues with properly recognizing the person, and also can cause issues with falsely identifying the person. About the Rohos Face Logon program. One awesome thing about it is it's completely free. It's only available on Windows, but it supports a lot of Windows versions: XP, Vista, 7, 8, and 10. The way that the Rohos Face Logon program works is it authenticates the user when they are logged out or locked. So it cannot be used for securing a certain folder, file, or certain settings. It's only for logging into a Windows user. For my basic tutorial for the Rohos program, I'm going to walk you guys through first installing it. To install the Rohos program, you have to go to the Rohos website. So here is the Rohos website. On the right side, to the Rohos Face Logon freeware edition, because that's the free version. And then click the Download Now button, and as soon as it's done downloading, run the executable file, follow the directions, hit Next. Bam! We're done installing it. Really simple. Now, to add a user, it's just a couple really simple steps. To add a user, just hit Register Your Faces. By user, select the user. Important thing to note, you have to type the username associated with Windows. Hit OK when you're done. The webcam it defaults to should be your actual webcam, but if it's not, you might have to mess with different ones that pop up. And then you have to enter in your Windows password that is associated with that specific user you are adding. An important thing to know before you register your face is it has a countdown timer, and once that timer expires, it just takes whatever picture you have, and there is my face associated with my username. Log out of your Windows user or lock. You're brought to the standard Windows login screen. When you have Rohos installed and you've added at least one user, the Rohos screen pops up. As soon as Rohos sees a face that matches a user, it will log into that user. Next step is to evaluate the Rohos program. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put on a pair of glasses. I'm going to see if Rohos can identify me. Glasses time. Okay, so apparently Rohos could not see me with glasses on. Next thing I want to test. My hair up in a ponytail and see if that changes it. And I also want to put a hat on and see if Rohos can still recognize me. Hair first. Let's see if Rohos can identify me with my hair up in a pony. With a slight hair change, Rohos does not work. Let's see if a hat will work. Seems like if you keep your hair in the same style it was as when you added the user picture, then if you're wearing a hat and you're not blocking your eyebrows, Rohos seems to recognize the user. Low lighting. That actually worked. Let me make it just a little bit darker and we'll try again. I was not expecting that to work that well. Next is movement. I'm going to first try move back and forth at a decent speed, and I'll see if Rohos can identify me. Rohos was able to identify me. Now, it did it as I was slowing down when I was moving, but it was able to do it. I'm going to do the same thing again, but this time I'm going to move a lot faster. Rohos still identified me. Next thing that I want to ask, I show a picture of myself on my retro iPhone 5. Will Rohos mix that up with me? My physical being. Selfie! So I'm going to show this to the computer and see if I can trick it into thinking that this picture is actually me. With a selfie on my phone, I was not able to unlock my laptop using or tricking Rohos, which is a very good thing. The interesting thing is, Rohos identified that image of my face was an image of a face, but it didn't identify that that face was my face. It could be the way that I took the picture, the glare from my phone. This test was done in a couple different ways. Probably trick Rohos. Overall, Rohos is a very interesting facial recognition software. mostly because it's free. It's so easy to use. It's, as you saw, it was a few clicks to install, a couple easy steps to add a user, and then it automatically identifies the user when you're logging back into Windows. It's very, very easy to use, but it has such limits, such limited uses, because you can only use it to log into Windows. Somewhat adaptable to different conditions, as you saw with me putting on these glasses. It didn't know who I was just because of a pair of glasses. And with my hair tied back, it didn't know who I was. More advanced facial recognition softwares, I know, are able to tell the difference between a user is still a user, even if there's slight differences like glasses or having hair tied back or hairstyle done differently. Because those more advanced facial recognition softwares look at permanent facial features like eyes, position, nose, sort of stuff. But I was very surprised by how it was able to know that it was me wearing a hat. I would have thought that because of the inability to tell it was me with my hair done differently, the hat, it would have stopped Rohos from identifying me. It didn't, which is pretty interesting. The other thing is, I would have thought that the change in lighting would severely impact Rohos, but it didn't. It was able to identify me at normal lighting, medium lighting, and very, very low lighting. And I think part of that is because Rohos uses black and white. Seems like it's more tolerant to changes in lighting, unlike other facial recognition softwares. I would say that Rohos is a very interesting and pretty useful tool if you only want to easily log into your Windows computer. If you want to do anything else more advanced than that, then you have to find a different software. As long as you don't change your hairstyle and don't wear glasses that you weren't wearing when you added your user image, then Rohos seems to be pretty good. So that is all for today's video. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I hope you guys learned something